Hello my lovelies, my name is Mickey Dragon. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's nice to have you here. Today we are playing a game called Spill the Beans. It releases on June 10th as a part of Steam's Next Fest. It looks really cute and I'm super excited to get into it. Let's get into it. Oh my goodness! I love this already. Is that coffee magic? I don't know. Let's get it. You've done it. Against all odds, you managed to pull off the heist. Your shaking, outstretched hands grab the cafe's secret recipe. As its power pulses through your body, your heart aches, your breath flutters, mere echoes of what was taken from you. What will soon be yours again. But at this crucial moment, you can't help but think of the other people in this cafe. The ones you're about to drag into a complicated criminal mess. You can only blame the scroll's influence for such inconvenient sympathies. If they were in your position, they'd do the same, wouldn't they? They'd know, after everything you'd been through, this was the only option left. Hail and well met from Artifice Bureau of Tourism. Ooh. People say that Artifice County is the most magical place there is. Yes, Artifice, where 100 years ago the world of spirits cracked the earth and spilled over into ours. But now the spirits work 9 to 5s. Arcane power fuels cars and charges phones. This county, once the cradle of magic, has become as mundane as any other. And an unmagical human like yourself, among shape-shifting sirens, carbon fiber constructs, and wizards, you're exceptional, exceptionally dull, and exceptionally underestimated. No matter how much you tried to fit in, to love this place and all its wonders, it never reciprocated. All it did was take. All it left you with was emptiness. So why not take something back? Steal everything the county denied from you, filling that gnawing emptiness, then leave it behind forever. Luckily, you know what you need, and exactly where to find it. Grocery list, teleportable wall, blackout blanket, curse feed. Ooh, a secret. The Familiar, a downtown cafe, noteworthy for its secret recipe, locked tight in a back room. And conveniently enough, they're hiring so desperately that they aren't asking for experience or background checks. All that's left is to put together an application. Not that anything you say on it really matters. It rarely does. Ooh, we get to create a character! University of Hemodynamics. That's awesome. Soft skills. Okay. Forename, Mickey. Surname, Dragon. 1, 2, 3 placeholder. Phone number? No. I am. Ooh. I don't even know what those mean. Loquacious? What does that mean? Tending to talk a great deal. Talkative. Or erstwhile? Wow. Those are some 25-cent words there. In the past. Oh, so you probably are pretty nostalgic, probably. I industrious. Industrious artisan who loves long walks on the beach, destroying my enemies. Love a job well done. I am an industrious artisan who loves a job well done. Alrighty. How you can be real pale. Nice. I'm probably about like that. Hair color? I like purple. Perfect. Ooh! You can check your pronouns! That's so cool! During Pride Month? I love that! We'll go with she, her. But wow! Good job! Soft skills, good listener, great communicator, competent leader. Good listener. Ooh. Probable minion. Ooh. Expert articulator. God of the exclamatory arts. And a mind-boggling understander. Perfect. Wonderful. A few days later, you're face to face with the familiar. While its neighbors are all dust and drywall, its facade seems unbroken, even if the varnish is peeling at the edges. For a moment, nothing. Then you spot a silhouette in the window, who flicks on its neon sign to open before waving you over. You cross the street, repeating the details of your plan. You need to get in, get out, and, for the smoothest possible getaway, try to find someone else to take blame. But can you really do all those things without running into any complications? You've already reached the front door. You can hardly turn back now. The cafe laid bare before you is almost indistinguishable from the scant images you found online. A little yarn. Oh! Mismatched chairs, royalty-free wall art, well kept but worn down. You don't get long to take it all in. A construct, towering over you 2 meters tall, stops wiping down the counter and turns to greet you. Hi! Ah, you must be Nikki. Great to finally meet you. Sorry, terribly rude of me to not meet you at the door. As she strides over, you realize how old her vessel must have to be. No custom limbs or decals, just worn gray stone, flowering moss, and that tiny blue bird nested on her shoulder. I'm Sloane. From the emails. Love to have you on board. Did you get here all right? I saw your address is uptown, and I know we're a wee bit out of the way. Before you get a chance to reply, she's already yanked you into a crushing two-handed shake. For a moment, you worry that she might have pulled your arm out of its socket. Actually, I shouldn't get chatting just yet. Today's schedule's pretty packed. What with your induction, and I barely found time to fix breakfast for Adam. Oh, hang on. This is Adam. Adam, say hello to Nikki. She's your new coworker, so be polite. Adam's usually my only company out front, so it'll be nice to have you too. I mean, I love this job, I really do, but after 6 years of working the floor by myself, I starting at 5, every day. Not that you have to come in that early, of course. We're only meant to start at 8, but it pays off. It does. As Sloane trails off, you have a chance to put your plan in motion. You spent a long time figuring out people's so-called feelings, and just how easy they are to manipulate. If someone's in a good mood, they'll probably think better of you and suspect you less. Then again, if you make someone upset, they might make an easier scapegoat under pressure. But what's best for Sloane? Better make that first impression count. Nikki? Oh, I've worried you with the 5 a.m. thing, haven't I? Just want to stress that you don't have to do that, honest. I don't want to break her heart. Amenable ally to make her more prone to break it. But she's sweet. We'll break someone else. Sloane is precious to me. Aw, that's sweet of you. I try to bring the best out of the old familiar. Get to know other people actually notice. The lights flicker overhead, but before Sloane can finish her sentence. Oh, sorry. I thought that was fixed. Should call the Electromancer. Once I get a free moment. Anyway, packed schedule. I've got pastries in the oven and then a delivery after. Come on! Let's get you in uniform. If we're quick, I can show you how our recipe works before any customers arrive. Sloane strides through the doorway, behind the counter, beckoning you into the kitchen beyond. It takes 3 steps to match just one of hers. The kitchen, built from cool metal in right angles, is warm with the smell of apricots. You breathe it in while Sloane roots through the nearby cabinet before suddenly sighing. I'll say this now. I'm sorry about the fit. She hands you the apron like her own. Exactly like her own. Actually, in that it's far too big for you. It's bound to slow you down and make you look utterly ridiculous. Your one should be in here tomorrow. I hope this is alright in the meantime. Don't take the apron, you're liable to trip over that thing. Take your apron, you're here to play the part, aren't you? Ooh! Can I skip the uniform? If it's just for today. You're not stealing anything in something so unwieldy. Oh, sure. Do take a name tag at least, just so everyone knows you're actually supposed to work here. As you pin your name tag on to your unaproned self, Sloane smiles. It's a stretched, strained smile that pulls her whole face taut. Look, I'm not sure everything you've heard about this place has been grand, but once you put in a little elbow grease, she really shines. I've got a lot of elbow grease. I just wanted to say that you wouldn't be here if I didn't think you had the same drive. Your application told me that much. Although in the future, maybe don't say that you're... what was it? A mind-boggling understander? To some that may come across as having notions of your abilities. But at the end of the day, those are just words. Your experience was what really settled it. I mean, it must be quite a privilege to work for... Sloane cut short by a buzz from her phone. Ah! Pastries! Why don't you pop into the office while I grab those? Fred, your manager, I should say, ought to be ready. Big gray door on the right. Best of luck! You take 6 steps towards the office, a hiss of heat escaping from the oven behind you. Beyond lies Fred, the owner, the one from the newspaper, the one whose recipe you're here for. You ease the door open, but no one greets you. Your eyes are immediately drawn to the colossal metal safe that occupies a quarter of the room, just a few steps away. You knew the recipe was protected, but not like this. The safe looks like it was taken from the set of a heist movie. It should be locking up gold bars instead of, what, a recipe for coffee? As you run a hand across its surface, wondering what you're going to crack open, there's a rustle nearby. You snap upright with a bolt of unbidden adrenaline. Like a dragon emerging from its hoard, a tiny, gold-eyed tuxedo cat rouses from a pet bed on top of the safe. He blinks, stickily, then suddenly glares at you, fur on end, eyes aglow. Don't touch my shit! He spits out the words at you like darts, like light crackling through his panicked eyes. The air in the room starts getting heavier, as if brewing into a thundercloud. Who sent you? If you think you're going to best me in my own domain, then hey, you're the new hire, aren't you? Quick as the power cut, the light in his eyes blinks out, and the pressure lifts with it. Cat's eyes, leaping smoothly from the safe to the desk. Sorry, that was unprofessional of me. I'm Fred. Welcome to the familiar. Good to have you on board. Well, given that terrifying magic and the talking, he's not a cat. He's a demon bound to the form of a beast. A familiar, in other words. That's the last time I'm pulling an all-nighter on admin. You're lucky to be young, human, because after the first century, things get... Sloan wanted you onboarded, right? We have one main rule: do everything you can to show the economist types in this place isn't a bad idea. More than fiery safety drills, we need drive and spite. So that's what I expect from you. Are we clear? I should probably be on good terms with the boss, right? That's what I like to hear. So long as we're on the same page, you and I will get on just fine. We aren't a happy little family here. We're just hard workers. This isn't going to work if you weren't prepared to work just as hard as me and Sloan. As if on cue, Sloan enters the office, a kettle of boiling water in one hand and a pack of coffee in the other. She starts mixing the two in a mug on Fred's desk. Okay. Morning, Fred! Everything alright in here? I thought I heard a bit of shouting. No. It's all fine. It's just been giving, Fred quickly squints at your name tag, giving Nikki the lowdown on the familiar, our history, what we do, all the good stuff. Sloan gazes at Fred, tracing the tiredness in his eyes. Her smile dims a little. Oh, that's nice. I can join you now, if you'd like. We can go over the finer details together. If you've got time, by all means. With firm movement, Sloan puts on puts the kettle down, and closes the door behind her. Fred's eyes lock onto your name tag again as he reads it under his breath. So, Mickey, let's get down to business. We're open 8 to 5 most days, but your shift goes 30 minutes longer at the end for closing. Anything after that is overtime. I can give you the forms. Aprons go in the hooks in the kitchen. If anything gets spilled on it, don't be afraid to excuse yourself and replace it as soon as you can. Oh, and if you are going to excuse yourself. And it goes on. Sloane and Fred don't speak to you as two different people, but as two halves of one business, efficient, organized, and trusting one another as best as they can. That should be most of it. I'll be with you at the counter for your training, so don't hesitate to ask any questions. She cuts off again by her phone. Oh, excuse me, Dave! Hey, Sloane, just unloading the van out back. So, there's your heads up. Thanks, Dave. I'll be right there. I should be off. Need to get my signature for deliveries. Thanks again, Fred. Oh, Mickey, before you join her, I'm sure you've heard about our recipe. Must be dying to learn what makes Familiar's coffee so irresistible. But it's not so much a set of instructions as it is, well, I won't get too arcane with you. It's more of a background thing, like the internet. You use that, right? Point being, even if you don't see it, it'll be working its magic back here in a drill-proof, bomb-proof, 6-gauge safe, which only me and Sloane can open. Also, I cursed it. Create an opportunity for Fred to ask suspicious. Increase Fred's suspicion of Sloane. Increase Fred's mood to get him to be. Sure. So it's protected against teleport-based attacks too, of course. Well, sometimes I need to summon something from someone without opening the doors, so... But I guess someone else could... I'll, make sure that's dealt with. Don't worry about it. He looks back at the veritable safe behind him, as if checking that it's still there. Can never be too careful with these things, especially in this economy. I mean, wasn't it just last week that Ralph Hendricks wrote off his beauty store chain? It's inspirational how these CEOs act. Expanding isn't easy. I mean, ideally, we'd have an accountant, a consultant, another chef, but we've got you, and you're one hell of a good start. Especially with our regulars. Ugh, you'll meet them soon enough. You should catch up with Sloane. Anything you need, I'll be back here, going over these papers. As you leave the office, Fred paws a single sheet of paper from the files on his desk. Even upside down, you recognize it as your CV. Not a moment after you enter the kitchen, someone waves at you from the back door. Oh, do you think he's cute, Sloane? In the doorway next to Sloane is a uniformed courier, a human just as unremarkable as you. A precarious stack of cardboard boxes wobbles threateningly behind him. Say, you're Mickey, aren't ya? Sloane was just telling me all about you. All good things, I promise. Mostly good. David gives Sloane a package and gives you a conspiratorial eyebrow waggle. He pauses to take a long breath inward through his nose. Ooh, is that apricot? So you did go for the new recipe. Fred must have taken some convincing. Oh, I'm just trying it out. We'll see how they sell first. Hey, if I come by off work, once I'm off work, that's one customer right there, guaranteed. Sloan breaks away to put each package in its right place. Dave looks at you, eyes glistening. Hey, Mickey, have a good first day, yeah? Decrease to, actually, who cares? He'll be gone soon anyway. So, give him a break. Yeah! Thanks, I will. He might not be here for it, but if all goes well, today's going to be good. That's the spirit. Any more for me, Dave? Just a couple bigger things, but I'll grab those this time. Don't let me interrupt your induction. Are you sure? I could carry... I'll catch you later for that pastry, yeah? Dave walks away whistling, his footsteps gradually going quiet in the alley. Mickey, I'm so sorry about Fred. I know he must have overslept today. That's on me. You notice her hands are balled into fists. One so tight, even stone starts to buckle. I just wanted your first day to be easy, but... Oh well. That gets you behind the counter, shall we? Oh, my poor Sloan. There won't be time to take you through all the machines, so let's just fill the drip maker. I keep the house roast down here. She effortlessly pulls open a burlap bag of beans, scooping them into your grinder. As you pulverize them, the aroma of coffee fills your lungs like a cloud of bitter smoke. Today's been all over the shop, hasn't it? We should get a wee moment to breathe now. Only one customer comes in this early, and they don't do Mondays. I'll introduce you tomorrow. Sloan smiles, some wrinkling behind her eyes, and it dawns on you. This begins to feel like a real job. Just as you finish that thought, the front door swings open, and your first customer skips inside. Oh! Look at you! Oh, you're so cute! I love the monochrome fit. You spot at least 4 shades of pink in their outfit. Pink fingernails, pink sun hat, lipstick, backpack. That dress must be bespoke, too. Pricey. As they draw closer, though, you spot pointed fangs in their cheery smile, and deep red eyes behind their tinted glasses. A vampire. Good morning, Sloan. Oh, I spoke too soon. Morning! Before you order, this is Mickey, our new barista. Oh, you're finally upscaling. You know, I saw some real prime real estate going for cheap on Moonbow. If expansion's on your mind, slow down. We're not taking over the industry just yet. The vampire looks as if they have more to say, words bubbling just beneath the surface, but settles on a pout. Mickey, I'm Jessie, with an IE. Jessie's eyes swivel to you with abundant curiosity. You're not in uniform. Is this your trial period? Should I be giving feedback on your drinks? All criticism will be constructive, I promise. Oh no, it's nothing like that. Just a supply chain issue. What'll it be this time, Jessie? Hot chocolate, please. And I'll have it with, whipped cream, nutmeg, caramel, marshmallows. Wait, will that fit? Marshmallows, then whipped cream, then caramel, and the rest. Oh, but what if I got cookies too? Give me one with everything. And 2 chocolate chip cookies, please. Sloan's already off to one side, rifling through her arsenal of ingredients. Meanwhile, Jessie brandishes a pink bat-winged mug from her satchel, placing it on the counter with her eyes flicking back to you. Even if Sloane and Fred aren't aiming for world domination yet, you're still on the front line of their expansion plans. They're investing a lot of trust in you. So tell me, do you feel like a good investment? How far are you willing to go to succeed? I don't think she's the one I make crumble. I think she's too nice. I do anything. The vampire peers down into your eyes, peers deep into your eyes, then nods as if confirming a suspicion they had. Good. So, Jessie, what brings you here on this lovely Monday morning? Are you trying out a new schedule? Oh no, much more exciting than that. I got a meeting with the board after this, so I came here to prepare. It'll go much smoother with something sweet. For your infamous internship? How is your family treating you, then? About as well as usual, trust me. I'd much rather be here to help the familiar. But then Fred, just like everyone else, sees my last name is Hendricks and thinks I'm some sorceress corporate spy out to suck the proverbial blood from his business. Of course, the Hendrickses, rich, powerful, and most troublingly for you, magically talented. Jessie looks at you, anticipating your judgment with a flat smile. An opportunity for Jack to act suspiciously in front of others, increasing Jessie's suspicion of Fred. You're far too fashionable to be a spy. She's a powerful family. I might want to be on her good side, actually. Well, you're far too fashionable to be a spy. Oh my goodness, I made her blush. This probably is more vivid than anyone doing espionage would want. But who knows? Maybe that's just what a spy would say. Try not to let your family get you down, Jessie. You'll get your chance to prove yourself someday. Well, if it all goes according to plan, that chance should come today. Fingers crossed. Sloane passes Jessie's now full mug across the counter. By some miracle of physics, it hasn't spilled over yet. Maybe this was a bit ambitious. But if I use a cookie to scoop up the cream and let the marshmallows melt, I can finish some shit in 30 minutes? Thank you, Sloane. And Mickey. Jessie swipes their card, then their mug, making a beeline for a booth seat before the payment even goes through. They assemble their workstation in mere seconds. A sheaf of papers, a stack of textbooks, and a predictably pink laptop. The mug stands vigilantly at a safe distance. Jessie was a surprise, but at least they're a nice one. I'm just grateful they didn't come in at the same time as... Hello. My name's Mickey. Just kidding. Before she can even finish, the front door swings open and a siren rolls into the room. Oh, she's got a wheelchair! Oh, that's so cool! I love that. She's wearing a sleeveless orange turtleneck, a magnolia-covered jacket that's relaxing on her shoulders, and a perfectly photogenic smile that doesn't quite reach her eyes. Hello, the familiar. It's a perfect day for my long overdue review. Don't you think? You'll have to forgive me. I came straight here from my morning swim. I must look a mess. She runs one hand through a river of glossy pale hair, parted by an immaculate side cut, and raises a smartphone with the other, flourishing like a paper fan. Don't worry, Mickey. I'll handle this. Ah! Jessie shrinks back, arranging their books into a makeshift wall. It seems to work. The siren glides over towards the counter, not noticing them at all. Now, Sloane, I know you very well, of course, but for the benefit of both me and my adoring fans, who is this? Oh, I didn't know you'd be coming. This is... But the siren's already staring at your name tag, trying to preempt Sloane's introduction. So that's how you spell... Mickey! Enchanté! I'm Alexandra Argos. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. You don't happen to have a grimoire account, do you? I'd love to give you proper credit in my post. How about a drink first, before anything goes on to that internet page of yours? Quite right, Sloane. I'm getting ahead of myself. Could I have... She clears her throat, straightens her back. A blue sea salt caramel frappe with soy milk and non-dairy whipped cream on top, plus a little raspberry chocolate powder you have would be lovely. Thank you so much. I should have everything, but let me check back first. Mickey, could you grab a plastic cup for that? Lids are in the bottom left cupboard. Wait! Do you have any of those little fish cookies? She's gone. In the silence, Alexandra's smile slides off her face. She sighs sharply through her nose. Are you alright? I know this whole song and dance can't be quite overwhelming if you aren't prepared. But then you don't know who I am anyway, do you? Oh, of course you have. I'm always happy to meet fans. But don't bother being polite. I can tell you have no idea who I am. Her. I can break her. Sloane returns, hands full of yet more ingredients. You hand her a cup, and she starts filling it with dubiously blue syrup. Should I expect your fans to start ordering these frappes in the hundreds? I'm not sure they're on theme anymore. Oh, don't. Nothing so drastic. I'll just make a pretty picture to draw in the crowds. The algorithms will eat it up. Alexandra plucks the card reader from the counter with a sly smile, passes her phone across, and hands it back with a wink. There's a 30% tip attached. You know better than me about that social media stuff. Sloane, trust me. You've got a wonderful, marketable place here. What's not to love? Those donuts! Those menus! Alexandra turns around to gesture at the cafe, and her eyes finally land on Jessie. Her voice freezes in her throat. Jess? Eek! Oh no, Jessie. Hey, Alex. I didn't know you were coming today. Well, you might have known if you followed me on Grimm. Forget it. Do you? Sloane puts the finished frappe to one side, pushing past you to tend to the transformed Jessie. Alexander squeaks a little closer to you. What an unfortunate coincidence. Well, let's both make sure it doesn't distract us from the task at hand. She plucks her frappe from the counter. You're not sure how anything that color could taste better than tolerable. I know when I'm not wanted. I'll just snap a few photos, then be on my merry way. The lighting's not ideal, but I can fix it in post. feel free to dim the lights. So Jessie didn't know you were coming, but they seem so organized. Let's make her more suspicious. Oh, so there is. I'll fiddle with it once I've got the post written up. We both want to show the familiar in the best possible light, don't we? With a final smile, Alexandra takes her drink to the cafe's centermost table, posing it like an art exhibit. Jessie, still a bat, keeps staring at her, but she doesn't look back. With an exhausted puff of smoke, Jessie returns to their original form and slumps into their seat, eyes wandering to the crescent moon bracelet on their wrist. Sloane returns after confirming they're okay. Oh. Sorry, I didn't think... Yeah. Both of them at once can be a wee bit complicated. They used to... She's cut off by the sound of a motorbike revving down outside, heralding the arrival of your third customer. Why, hello. It's a really cool design. This person is a first, even for you. Someone whose body lacks everything but a skeleton. You don't know any kind of magic that can make that work. Skinless, fleshless, sigilless. Although, he does have hair, which you're pretty sure isn't a type of bone. A stiff, dark brown pompadour that props up a pair of sunglasses. Grudge! Oh no. Grudge, hey! How's it going? I feel like I've barely seen you since Archon. He reaches the counter, undeterred. You're waiting for Sloane to address him like the others, but she's just staring, locked in place. Huh. So, you're the new barista. Good job on making it this far. Makes you one of the best, don't it? Ain't just the coffee you brew, it's your resolve. Can we take your order? Yeah, resolve. Well, let me tell you, I know your type and I know you're up to something. I can feel it in my... I can feel it. Sloane, I would like to order. Thank you kindly. Let's put your new barista to the test. I'll have a coffee. A black coffee. From the pot. It doesn't have to be... Yeah. I think we might... Sloane's eyes bounce between his skull and the coffee pot on the counter. Nikki, why don't you handle this one? It'll be good for your training. It seems like she isn't going to budge. You grab a cup and start pouring. What is her name? Nikki? Okay, I think I got it. Nikki is going to be the name of my nemesis. I'm Grudge. Grudge Knuckles, and you better remember it. Even if Frederick gave you this job instead of me, there's bound to be cracks in your meticulous facade. Your coffee making halts at this revelation. He had a whole rant prepared, just because you got this job. With an application like that? You're making it obvious that they didn't catch you. Hit me right in my non-existent heart. You're gonna make a fine nemesis. That's for sure. Much as it pains me physically. You present a now full cup to Grudge. He daintily drops in a sugar cube and then stirs the coffee with a bone-like spoon, which he apparently just had loose in one of his pockets. Nice try, Mickey, but I know coffee when I see it. So there's no way this. He puts it to his jawbone and takes a delicate sip. The liquid seems to vanish as soon as it enters his mouth. Damn it, it's just like usual. How'd she get it right so quick? So bitter, yet so energizing. Fine, I'll hand it to you, Mickey. Looks like you're real lucky. That's just a decent cup of coffee. But beware, I'm watching you. He takes the cup and spins dramatically away from the counter. It's then that he finally spots Jessie. Jessie! Grudge! That was cute. They hug. It's so good to see you. Why don't you pop up earlier? I was waiting for you to finish. It sounded like you had a lot to get off your chest. Oh, yeah. You heard that. Sorry. Was just a personal... It doesn't matter. How's your job going? I could tell you, but that I've not got long. Are you sure you don't want something with your coffee? Sloan's makes some great cookies today. I'd be happy to buy... Oh, no. I shouldn't get my nemesis the satisfaction, not after walking away all conclusively like I just did. Grudge, you haven't paid yet. And I admire your candor, but are you sure Mickey's your nemesis and not Fred? Ugh. Fred's the real villain. That's true, but a nemesis? That's different. Gotta be a personal. Ugh. But you don't know who Mickey is yet. Maybe start with a rivalry, just as practice. A rival. Having a lovely time at... No, I've used lovely last time. They'll think it's insecure. What if I... Oh, I almost forgot. Alex, how are you doing? All good over there? Grudgy. I didn't see you come in. What a coincidence that we both run into you and Jess today. Well, it's funny you're here, actually. There was something I wanted to... I'll just talk to you later. You too, Jess, if you're busy. Sorry, I should pay for this. Grudge sheepishly returns to the counter, hands fishing through his jacket pockets for some loose coins. Well, I'm back. Got too caught in the whole confrontation to give you your money, even if it's going straight into Fred's pockets. But I'll say this, I'm practically a coffee detective, and I'm detecting something odd about you. So long as I come here, I'm gonna do my damnedest to figure out what. Yeah, I want him to be the most suspicious, actually. You think I'm suspicious? Wait till you see what Fred's up to. Are you perhaps goading me into a trap? You're making for a fitting nemesis, but I'll find out what he's doing unscathed. Without another word, he perches on a stool by one of the cafe's front windows. Over his shoulder, Alexandra and Jessie swap looks of confused concern. Good job, Mickey. Now would be a good moment to put his purchase into the register. As she's halfway through showing you how to work the cash register, you turn to see Fred jump up onto the counter next to you. How's it going out here? No need to panic. This isn't a performance review, just checking how things are. He surveys the regulars in the cafe with no small amount of scorn. Sloan, why don't you come with me for a moment? Been meaning to have a chat. But we still need to... She looks forlornly at the pile of coins Grudge left. Even at a glance, you could tell it covers the price of the drink and then some. This might be your last chance to show suspicions before you execute your plan. Better choose wisely. Is Crutch usually like this? Not that I've seen. I mean, I don't know him as well as the other two, but the way he's talked, well, I'd be surprised to hear. It'd be surprising to hear from anyone. A silence returns to the room. So, too, does your opportunity. But you can't help but overhear Fred and Sloane's hushed conversation in the kitchen. I'm just saying, if our best regulars keep bringing their drama in here, no one is going to want to stay. With a sigh, Sloane leans against the kitchen island, the full weight of this morning's events seeming to suddenly hit on her shoulders. They're good, reliable customers. And sure, things have been tricky, but now we've got Mickey. We've got Mickey now. With a little hard work, we can turn this around. Besides, aren't there enough names on your board of bands already? Let's not add any more while we're going through a rough patch. She side-eyes a corkboard near the walk-in fridge. There must be at least 24 names on there, each marked with a reason for band in vindictive felt tip. As she does, you notice Grudge sidling up to the counter, trying subtly to peer inside the kitchen. I know, you're right. It's just, I haven't even cast an anti-summoning ward on this place. Not exactly a recipe for success. I did want to talk about a recipe, actually. Since we've got a new hire and... Ooh. Can we just deal with one thing at a time? First priority is cutting down costs. Now, I noticed the price of algae extract for the blue drink got hiked up, and I figured Fred's eyes finally land on the still snooping Grudge. The two freeze before Grudge slowly back away. Oops, busty, gotta go. Aren't content making trouble for me from afar, huh? Go away! Who is that? 3 guesses. Ugh. All the more reason to cast that ward. I'll be out front. What are you doing now, Fred? A sudden knock at the back door stops her from following after Fred. Oh, Dave's back. Let's deal with that first. One thing at a time. As Fred prowls out of the kitchen, Grudge turns to you with a scowl on his skull. God damn it, did you say that thing earlier just so Fred would shout at me? That's a low blow even for you. And I'll find out what he's really doing soon enough. Mumbling to himself, Fred assumes a position at the very center of the cafe. That storm cloud feeling starts to rise again as he begins his spellcraft. Oh, I must have pushed him too far. He's finally gonna explode me. While Fred's presence draws a little attention, you start rifling through your bag, making sure you can take an opportunity to launch the heist. At the sound of Fred's chanting, Jesse looks up from their work, gives Grudge a baffled shrug. Grudge moves over to them, just as confused. Jess, is Fred trying to explode me? Judging from the symbols, it looks like an anti-summoning ward. Odd. Why do you want to stop anyone from getting in? Or for that matter, why would he want to stop folks from getting out? I implore you, wait. Who's messing with the lights? You turn to spot Alexandra fiddling with the dimmer switch that you pointed out earlier. Oh, of course. I should have just kept my photos washed out instead of trying to make your cafe look better. My mistake. She tries to turn the knob back, but the lights don't stop flickering. Freddie, Alexandra, I've got bigger things to worry about than photographs right now. I'm addressing a security concern in case you hadn't noticed. Bigger thing? What bigger things, Fred? We're all you got. Maybe start acting like it. Good, maybe don't. Here it is, right on cue. The shouting match. It's just then that Sloane joins you in the main room, dusting her hands clean from Dave's latest packages. Finally, Fred, are you doing all right? Sloane stands still at the sight of Grudge and Fred stare down. She gazes into his hollow sockets. As she registers the flickering lights and a sheepish Alexandra near the switch, her face falls. Oh no. The electrics aren't good. Alexandra, let me deal with that. Alexandra, with no small amount of embarrassment, watches Sloane open the light switch to attempt some hasty repairs. Could everyone just wait? I'm out here for 2 seconds and I'm already getting swamped with my own customers. What I gotta do for the peace, huh? No. We've got a new hire today, and if this is the impression we're giving her, we'll be doing her a disservice. Now, if you excuse me, I'll be finishing that spell now, without any more interruptions. Fred continues, pushing the spell towards completion as you, coiled like a spring, wait for the exact moment to strike. Even with such a prominent distraction, you know success isn't assured. How fortunate, then, that you sowed a little more chaos in advance. Because it's this precise moment when Grudge chooses to fire his parting shot. I know you're hiding something, Fred. Bind them to disrupt Grudge. What the fuck are you talking about? Just as Fred's magic ripples out of the cafe and all the lights turn off, whether a result of Fred's spellcraft or Alexandra's meddling, you aren't going to waste time wondering. You've done enough to distract everyone, and you're going to get a better chance than now. You reach into your bag, and within an instant, all the light and sound is sucked from the room. The sounds of panic are quietly quelled by the magic now pulsing from your cozy sleep-tight blackout blanket. Even in the silent darkness, you won't have long before everyone gets a sense of their surroundings. But you've been over this plan too many times to fail now. Step 1, take 3 steps then 5, no 6 to the right. You paw for the door handle and slip into the office, thankful there wasn't an apron to stop you. Step 2. 1, 2, 3 steps and you feel the cool surface of the safe against your fingers. Step 3. Reach into your bag and give your can of Curse Be Gone a shake. A few sprays on the safe and the wards are already flaking off. Fred never considered such a direct approach. But there's something else. A sound cutting through the silence, cracking like lightning. Fred's casting a counterspell, albeit slowly, thanks to you wasting his time on an anti-teleporting ward. Step 4. Spin the wheel. Heave the safe door open. Feel around inside until you've done it. Against all odds, you managed to pull off the heist and did a decent job of it, too. Your shaking, outstretched hands grab the cafe's secret recipe before stuffing it into the tiny pocket dimension of your teleportable R lunchbox. But at this crucial moment, you can't help but think of the other people in the cafe, and who, if anyone, you should try to pin this on. You exhale, but the sound, though faint, is starting to return. Fred's counterspell is gaining energy. Even if you put all your weight from a safe door, you wouldn't have time to close it properly. The best you can do is return as quick and quietly as you can. You take the careful steps back to the counter. You try your best to control your breathing, to not let the exhilaration show. It's been so long. But as you take careful steps back to the counter and the darkness finally dissipates, you know you're not safe yet. You've got to find an exit in the ensuing chaos without arousing suspicion, somehow. What flew across? As the silent darkness lifts from the cafe, the first thing you see is Fred bounding through the kitchen, crashing through the cat flap to the office. Mickey, is everything okay in there? No one's hurt? Okay, I know how this looks. That's the last time I handled the lights, but I don't think the blackouts usually come with spontaneous hearing loss. It's possible with Latin sound enchantments, but it's rare they're so dramatic. Did Fred's spell backfire somehow? Jesse, we don't have any enchantments like that. This wasn't planned. Fred's plot must be trickier than I thought. Where'd he go, anyhow? Before anyone can move, Fred rushes back into the room. Nobody leaves! His eyes crackle gold, and chains of light fly across the cafe. The front door and the windows, the back door, no exit are spared. We can do this the easy way or the hard way. Understand? If you aren't going to turn yourself in, I'll just root you out myself. What? I'm sorry, but whatever happened is your business. I'm not missing my meeting. I'm sure you have a plan, Frederick, but is it really necessary to trap us in your lovely cafe? If you wanted us to stay, you didn't have to do that. And what are you accusing us of, exactly? Sitting perfectly still while you messed up some spell? Fred, what's going on? Wow, the lights were out. Someone went into my office and somehow opened the safe, which means one of the people in this room has stolen our secret recipe. It's as if the whole room flinches. Suddenly, everyone's looking at everyone else wide-eyed, searching their faces for the slightest trace of an answer. Jesse seems to be evaluating everyone in turn, but their piercing red eyes burrow into Fred the longest. Sloane looks Grudge over with a furrowed brow, although she seems less suspicious and more just sad. More importantly, however, no one seems to regard you for very long. But that means... No, this is fine. We can deal with it. It's alright. As unfortunate as this is, I do have a meeting to attend, and I'd rather not get caught up in this. Good luck getting past my magic. I might only be a familiar, but I promise if you try to leave, you'll regret it. Jesse's eyes flicker across Fred's barrier, prying for any weakness in the spellcraft. Frederick, this is utterly absurd. We've all got better things to do than play petty parts in your amateur theatrics. Yeah, and how do you know it's just one thief? How is this not a conspiracy of all of us finally getting our revenge? We don't have to act like vigilantes. I'll just call the police and... Enough. This place is sealed. Nobody leaves until we find our thief. Thief, singular, Grudge. Because if it was any more, you might have actually succeeded. As for the ACPD, Sloane, fine, I'll call them. I'm betting they'll take their sweet, taxpayer-funded time getting here. then label this as unsolvable. But I'm not risking anyone making a break for it in the meantime. So we're going to sit here like adults and get our facts straight. Understand? Now, did anyone notice anybody acting strange? Anything suspicious at all? Might get this over faster if you fess up now. Room exchanges uncomfortable glances before someone pipes up. You know what? Let's address this now. Would you mind telling us why you were spying on us in the kitchen, Grudge? He was? Grudge frowns at you before replying. Well, clearly, my suspicions were well-founded, weren't they? Not like I overheard nothing important, anyhow. I was the only one who stopped Alexandra from messing around with the lights. Maybe she short-circuited the electrics by accident. And what? This was a prelude to all this? Just a fun little hint? You can't be serious. Mickey suggested it, so I thought I'd be fine. Well, Fred, you were casting an anti-summoning ward, weren't you? That tells me you were expecting something like this to happen, already blocking off avenues of escape. And you didn't really explain what you were doing. Fred, can't blame us for worrying. Hey, I'm the one who just got robbed. I was right to cast that. Mickey's the one who suggested it. Well, that's a great start, everyone. At this rate, we'll have our recipe back within the next 1,000 years. There's no use in trusting anyone here, is there? I know how these stories go. We've all got some kind of motive. Jesse, the heir to a powerful family with something to prove. There's always one. I'm not the heir to anything. I'm the youngest of 5. Alexandra, our femme fatale. Although, she hasn't killed anyone. Probably. If it weren't from you, I'd take that as a compliment. Grudge, the obvious suspect. Too obvious, even. But I'm not ruling anything out yet. So what, you're gonna make the hero detective? Yeah, don't have to put the plucky sidekick or a hat. Sloane, the one you'd least expect. Oh, that's good, I think. But Fred, you can't really be saying that Which brings us to our final suspect, Mickey. Your breath can't help but flutter as everyone's eyes suddenly turn on you. Well, I've got my eye on you too. But she'd have to be swimming in artifacts to pull that off, so she's probably in the clear. A cursory glance around the room tells you that not everyone believes him. So that's why she's going to find out who really did this, and everyone is going to be very polite and answer all her questions. What? Wait, my nemesis is the detective? All the more reason to keep your eye on her. Gotta make sure that justice is carried out. Fred, you know me. You don't seriously think I could have done this, do you? It all seems awfully convenient for both Mickey and Frederick. But could we all just stay calm and not keep shouting all the time? This is a waste of everyone's time. Soon as I can, I'm leaving. Don't try to stop me. I'm with you there, Jess. Though I wouldn't mind knowing who really did it. Fred, I know you're panicking right now, but shouldn't we do anything that's rash? These are our customers, and this is Mickey's first day! Why would we? Her voice raising in an unbroken tone. She stops with a flinch, putting the call on speaker. Hey, Dave. Hey, Sloane. I got my very last packages back here, but there's gold chains on the door. I think it's stuck. You okay in there? Yes, I'm fine. We're dealing with a burglary. I'll give you the details in a second. At the door. Oh, one of those days, huh? Is Mickey alright at least? Good question! Fred just asked her to interrogate us. Look, I know it's unorthodox, but we all need that recipe. This is our best option for the cafe. For the cafe? I always knew you hated your customers, but this just confirms it. No, Grudge. Just you. Can we please not fight already? We're not going to solve anything whatever this is by shouting. Yeah, it's getting a bit loud over the speaker. Mickey, what do you actually want to do? You can't please everyone? Oof. I don't know, this is a bad first day. Let's all calm down, we're on the same side. If I'm getting paid well, I might as well. I don't know, this is a pretty bad first day. You don't think anyone here, besides Sloane, appreciated that reminder? Exactly. No one wanted things to turn out this way. We all agreed on that. But we can still make it better. Hey, when I told you to have a good first day, did I jinx it? My bad. Look, are we doing this or not, Mickey? No matter how strange Fred's idea might be, it could put you in a better position until you can make your getaway. Time to lean on the scapegoat part of your plan. As he starts bounding into the kitchen, you shrug and go along with him. Sloane finishes her call with Dave before following with heavy steps. Silence takes the space you leave behind. You want to talk about any of that? Just relax for a minute, Sloane. I'm gonna check my clues in office. Mickey, join me in a minute. Clues? I didn't hire a detective, but here we are. If there's anything I can do to help, please, just ask. Oh, me too. Not sure there's much I can offer besides moral support, but you know, I thought I'd say, can't leave till delivery's done, is all. Thanks, Dave. I think we could use a little support while this gets sorted. Well, it'll get awkward if I'm just looking in on it. I'll leave you be. Then, anything you need, just shout into the alley. Best not keep Fred waiting. Maybe you'll be able to reason with him. Calm him a bit. I think he could use it right now. Asshole. You oblige her and enter the office, finding Fred in the middle of a phone call. Yeah, theft. Lock down the whole building. Makes your job a lot easier, doesn't it? A locked room scenario is a little intriguing, I suppose. Person on the phone, you know that voice. Thin, sharp as a wire, digging into you just as deep, but where? But if it isn't urgent... That's not what I said, and... We're not exactly getting picked off one by one. I'll be happy to be there at the earliest convenience. Our department is very busy otherwise. You'll solve it by yourself. Really. You shouldn't expect miracles. We're just mortals, you know. Oh, excuse me. Mostly mortal. A self-satisfied laugh crackles through the receiver. It bounces up the back of your skull, ringing like tinnitus. If you show your face in my business, I'll see you later, familiar. Ugh. Why did I expect anything else after dialing all those tiny keys, too? Ah, Mickey, here already. As you probably heard, the ACPD is taking its sweet time. Big surprise. But we don't need them. We'll do the real work. Plan is, you find our prime suspect before the ponies get here and mess everything up. You can do that, right? It's 1 in 4 logical deduction. Fred sneaks a not-so-subtle glance at your CV across the desk. Should be easy for a industrious artisan like yourself. And you value a job. Good. Well done. Good. That's what we care about. You'll be a good fit here. Alright. Let's put those soft skills of yours to use. Imagine I'm one of your suspects. What would you ask me? Hey! Do you have the recipe? You did it, didn't you? Just confess. If you did it now, we promise we won't be mad. I said I was a good listener. Understander. Crap, what was the other one? All of these are bad. We won't be mad. But we will be mad. I'm already mad. He stops to breathe out as much tension as he can manage. I mean, are you even trying to find the right suspect here? We need eyewitness accounts, motives, that sort of thing. Stuff like, what were you doing when the lights went out? Or, how do you feel about the familiar? Or, what's your relationship with Fred, you know? If that's what he wants while you're trapped here, that's exactly what he'll get. If you find us a prime suspect with a convincing case, something thoroughly investigated, we can put things back to normal. Things are gonna get complicated once he shows up, too. So, I'd appreciate having someone on my side when that happens. And I know how this sounds, it's a dumb idea, but it's the best I've got right now. But if we don't do something, this place is going under. All our livelihoods are at stake here, so get out there and catch us a thief. Please. Your plan went off without a hitch until it didn't. And while your boss might be paying you greater attention, he doesn't think you did it. At least not yet. And if a real detective from ACPD is coming, no doubt they'll find out you're the thief. That is, unless you have a convincing scapegoat with evidence of a motive, and the others on your side, you might be able to clock off at the end of the day without handcuffs. Until that happens, Fred's magic will keep you trapped here. So that your investigation begins. Not to find out who did it, but to find the perfect person to blame. To be continued. That was a good demo. That was such a good demo. Alrighty, and that was the demo of Spill the Beans. Like I said at the beginning of the video, it will be released on Steam June 10th as a part of Steam Next Fest. And it's really good so far. I will definitely be buying it and playing it. It's definitely going to be a fun game to play with my siblings. But yeah, I had a great time with that game. The art style, the music, all of the characters that went through, it was thoroughly enjoyable. All of the links that are important to that game will be in the description, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for playing with me. Thank you for stealing with me. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.